Before we begin, we'd like to say that, in our opinion, it is not suitable for children or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Go get the belt.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the first Trigonometry Raw of the week. It is going to be a great one. How are you doing, Francis?
I'm doing very, very well. If you enjoyed the music at the intro, that is from Wayward Blues. Visit his website at waywardblues.com. It is brilliant, scintillating blues done furiously well. I don't know why I said furious. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. But welcome to the show. Wayward Blues, by the way, is a white man singing blues. So check it out before it gets cancelled next week.
Absolutely. You can't, especially in today's climate. But anyway, Wayward Blues, absolutely brilliant. We have got loads to talk about,
Francis,
haven't we?
Yes, let's talk about I repent.
What?
I take back everything I said about lockdown. Lockdown was partially lifted yesterday. I went into town. I looked at how many people there were, and I thought, you know what? I want lockdown back. So I am now pro-lockdown.
You're now pro-lockdown.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Anton, what about you, mate? How are you feeling? Anton went out with a few friends last night, didn't he?
Yeah, we don't have friends.
No, we have each other.
Yeah, exactly.
We will always have each other. Hold on.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Francis has had a...
Fucking don't touch me. I'm straight. No, I'm not.
Francis, what is that saying in Venezuela about the sun?
Well, what do you mean the sun?
Like the gay sun, you told me?
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. So, well, there's no such thing. I know what you mean. Well, it was about my family. So my mother's maiden name is called is Balis, right? And then there was Balis.
Defund your mum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hashtag defund Francis' mum.
Exactly. Thankfully, the government have been doing that with her pension. But anyway,
you know what? It does make me think that people have been claiming the police are racist, and they were right.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if it was my mum, mate, that would be carnage. Anyway, so there was a saying in my family about my mum's side of the family. It said they were either gay or ugly. There we go, guys.
You're straight.
And I'm straight, very straight, and very. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Anyway, welcome. There's been so much going on, as I said, in the UK, where we obviously are. A lockdown was lifted. People went out. Anton got smashed. Came back. He can barely walk today.
It was brilliant, actually, because we had a little. Well, I'm not going to mention what happened. It's a very special day, but it shall be kept private. But anyway, so. Poompa and I, we went to bed early because I went to the gym yesterday. Of course I did. First day, working my guns. 10:30, I was already asleep on the sofa. Went to bed. And then I was asleep in bed. 1:30, Anton staggered in with a couple of his mates. Proceeded to blare the music out, have a party. I came in saying, respectfully, could you turn it down? Looked at Anton.
Did you actually say the word respectfully?
Yeah, I did.
Did you say that, Anton? You can't remember, can you?
No, I can't remember. And I looked at Anton's face and saying to go about to turn the music down. He smiled at me, and both of his eyes were pointing in opposite directions. He was normal. Yeah, exactly. He was absolutely gone.
Yeah, there you go, Mrs. Anton. This is what you've raised.
Yeah, he went out and he absolutely leathered it. And they were up till 5 in the morning.
Were they?
5 in the morning.
You animal.
Poon Poon was delighted. You should have seen her face.
Absolutely. Why was Poon Poon delighted?
No, she wasn't. She was furious.
She was furious. yeah, of course she was.
She was asleep wearing her headphones.
Anyway, Francis, we have lots to talk about, not least the fact that we've got a PayPal before we even started from one of the birds of trigonometry.
Well,
Alexa,
one of the many birds of trigonometry.
Many birds.
Yeah, don't believe the YouTube stats. Birds love us.
Birds do love us.
And love it as well.
Yeah. Alexa, shut up. I'm trying to read the fucking PayPal. Alexa with the tenor says, evening, gents, and the bleeder. She's not here. Don't talk to her.
Yeah.
I wanted to make some smart remark about how the government isn't keen on giving young people blood clots, but are very happy to lock them all up for the past year. but I'm not very articulate, so have a tenner on me. Go treat yourself to something nice. P.S. Won't be watching live as I'll be having dinner.
Unbelievable. Where's the commitment?
Alexa, unbelievable. Anyway, we got ourselves something nice, which is some paracetamol for Anton.
Exactly.
With the £10. So thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
And look at that, the wonderful Og.
Paul, Og.
Let's get
some paracetamol in the chat.
Let's get some tablets in the chat for the wonderful Polog.
Let's get some Anadin in the chat.
What's Anadin?
It's a brand of painkiller.
Is it?
Yeah. Tell you what we need, right? Let's get some head massages in the chat. That's what you'd love, wouldn't you, Anton?
Yeah,
Indian head massage. It sounds more like something I'd be into. But then again, anyway, let's crack on.
He has sent us £69.69, which I assume is around $100.
Yeah.
So spend this well. Leave a large tip for your favorite publican and their staff.
Yeah.
Cheers. Well, let's get some love in the chat for Polog, because we will indeed leave a large tip when we go on Friday for the first meal post-lockdown. The three of us are going to go out. The birds don't want to come.
No, they don't.
They don't like us anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to go. We're going to have a lovely meal. We're going to get smashed. We're going to come back and we're going to do an intoxicated stream this Friday.
Yeah.
So that will be fun. I'm going to have another half a glass of Prosecco.
Anton, will you be drinking?
No.
Yeah, sure. Of course he won't be. By Friday, he'll be back on the booze. He can't think about it now, so we'll just keep talking about booze.
But by the way,
yep.
You know, when we were talking pre-stream, Anton came up to us very seriously because he's a pro. He takes what he does seriously. Bless him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he said, "You need to be easy on me. Don't make any cryptic allusions to newspapers because I'm not going to be able to pull them up because I don't know what's going." So I think we should be as cryptic as possible.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
How does that sound,
Fantastic. Anton, pull up that article about that thing, mate.
Yeah. Go on, mate. Come on. Crack on. It's about the bloke. The bloke who did something.
Yeah, exactly. That one.
Yeah, it might be political. It might not be. Can't remember. But anyway, that bloke, we all know who he is.
That's important.
Bring it up.
But anyway, Anton, do we have any super chats we need to, or do we get? We're going to get straight into the stories.
Yeah, everybody went out on the lash last night, didn't they?
Yeah, they've got no energy.
They went out on the Lashkar Taiba.
Lashkar Taiba is a terrorist group.
Yeah,
isn't it?
they did.
Oh, is this your version of "There's a Bomb"?
Yeah, exactly.
Do it in an Indian accent.
No, I'm not. No, thank you, mate. No, thank you. Despite the fact that actually India is a very wealthy country.
Look, I think, Anton, we did have some footage of Francis and Poon Poon. Do you remember that one? Yes, you do. We actually had a beautiful clip of Francis, how they first met. This is a wonderful clip.
Let's see. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, you dyed your hair for this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's have a look. There she is. That's Poon Poon on the left.
Yeah.
And there's...
Where am I?
What do you mean, where are you? Look at what she is. Look, he's gone straight in there.
Yeah. He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And the men's spread as well.
Yeah, is he a left-wing comedian?
He's an absolute beast, mate. Look at him.
Yeah,
look, he's kissing the hand. He's got the right titty grabbed right there.
I'll be honest with you. He's not a left-wing comedian.
That's what consent looks like if you're a left-wing comedian. Her face right there.
He's not a left-wing comedian because he's made me laugh.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, hello. It's got a bit Titanic here.
There you go.
Nice.
Anton, why have we interrupted? There we go.
There we go.
Excellent. There we go. Yeah. Give us a little kiss.
Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mate, the guy's a legend.
And look at this. There's more.
There's more.
There you go.
Beautiful. There he is. Mate, this is, you know what? If any of us tried this, we'd get cancelled. That's what happens when you got charisma. Yeah, he goes. Good lad.
Mate, he's got the Francis haircut circa 2018.
He does. Is he wearing a pair of pants? As in underwear?
No, I think she is. Thankfully.
No.
Because if she weren't, I think this fella would...
Yeah,
it's going to be quite heavy, to be honest.
Mate, she's doing well.
Yeah.
Good on her. Look, he's got a pair of pants on.
That is full left-wing comedian backstage. Do you want a gig, love?
Yeah.
You want to come back and do a 10 spot?
Do you want a support slot?
Do you want support? Do you want to open for me on tour? There you go. There you go.
Fabulous. Anyway, great stuff.
Just some lovely memories of your courting.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got some of my best moves in there as well. It's a great man.
The one at the end, particularly.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you make them feel welcome, mate. Yeah, come over here. Let me stick my tongue out, smile. and do the old chesty grabs.
Anyway, Anton, we've got a couple of super chats, so let's read through those. Big Bowser with a $5 says, Keika, are your lot going to invade Ukraine or what? Putin being such a little tease. I really hope not. I have a lot of family in Ukraine. I feel very passionately about Russia not invading Ukraine.
Do you reckon it's going to happen?
I'll be honest with you, I've really just not paid much attention to it.
Great stuff.
It's not something I can do anything about. It kind of worries me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but there's not a lot of stuff that we can do about certain things, about a lot of things.
Like what?
I don't know, lockdowns.
Yeah, I messaged Michael Gove.
Vaccine. Well, maybe you should message Michael Gove and go, look, you're on the blow with the big P or the little P, really. Little P physically, big P metaphorically.
You've lost me.
Putin.
Oh, right, the big P.
Yeah, or the VP, Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
And you can say to him, look, I'm not in favour of invading Ukraine.
Yeah, mate, the idea that Vladimir Putin would listen to Michael Gove.
Yeah, I think he would.
Vladimir, I think, yeah, fuck off, Michael.
Yeah.
Is what he would say.
Yeah, no, so there we go. Thanks, Big Bowser.
Cheers, Big Bowser.
Donnell Jones, in all of his rebellious nature, I hope Brits come out in droves, shattering crowd limits to honour P. Philip. Any possibility? I don't know. I think we're starting to see a carnivalesque atmosphere in this country. I mean, Anton, you had it.
He was at the front of the line, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
He was leading the way.
Yeah, he was.
If this was Saving Private Ryan, he'd be that guy in the front getting his brains blown out by a German machine gun.
Yeah, mate. I mean, it was.
Which is basically what happened. It wasn't a German machine gun. It was just German beer.
Exactly, and also as well. Actually, it wasn't. They bought Coronas.
Did they?
They were drinking Coronas and having very intense conversations about Bowie till about 5 a.m.
Yeah, you deserve a hangover, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Buying Coronas, unbelievable.
No women, just 3 lads together. Basher B, he identifies as Venezuelan.
The orangutan.
Yeah, exactly. Good man.
Fenella, what a beautiful,
lovely name.
Beautiful middle class name. She sent us £5.
Yeah,
and no comment as well.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that beautiful paper.
Yeah. Next. Just listen to Delling Pole and Mike Yeadon podcast. It's Sean T. You're back, Sean. We haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're good, mate. I hope you haven't got a hangover from going out and getting absolutely blotto last night. I don't know what to make of it. It's pretty scary stuff. Have you guys seen it? Over to you, mate.
What do you mean over to me?
It's over to you. You go on. You tell me.
Are you saying I listen to the Rat Weasel podcast?
Yeah, I think you do.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
You love a bit of that.
You love a bit of the Rat Weasel.
You know, do you know what? I only listen to James's podcast for his amazing likability. It's just such a likable bloke. Do you know what I mean? He's not arrogant, not entitled. You've never sat there thinking, well, I disagree with you, but I like the way you say it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel about him. Anyway, next, thanks, Sean T. Aidan Riley with the $10.
I'd love for you guys to look into getting in touch with YouTuber Johnny B. He uses his platform to discuss gun rights. I think he has lots of valuable insights. Are you guys pro or anti-freedom?
Yeah. Are you pro or anti-freedom?
That is.
I want my freedom, motherfucker.
That is what
I want my freedom
in the business as a leading question.
Give me my freedom.
I love a taste of my freedom, yeah, boy. I am anti-gun. There we go.
What do you mean you're anti-gun?
I'm
going to shoot you in the face for that.
Yeah, exactly. Look.
No. Okay, carry on.
So
carry on alienating all of our audience. Go on.
No,
go on. Tell them how you want to take the Second Amendment.
Yeah. If you're pro-gun, that's great. I just disagree with it. I don't think it's a good idea. There we go.
I've always said my position on this is very complex, which is that I personally, if I lived in the United States, would definitely own firearms. I would train with them. I would also train in open-handed skills and stuff like that to be able to use them securely and safely and to defend myself. Having said that, I am certainly, well, look, it gets more complicated the more you go. Am I in favor of introducing widespread gun ownership in the United Kingdom? Absolutely not. I don't think that's a good idea. Am I in favor?
We should stick to knives.
So the problem is that in the United States, you're not going to get rid of guns without causing a massive amount of turmoil that will be a lot worse than what you've got at the moment. So it's just, you have to start where you are. And in the United States, the reality is guns are there to stay. So you might as well find the best way to do it, which is background checks, make sure that people who are mentally ill, et cetera, can't get their hands on them, and also deal with, you know, the best way actually to reduce the amount of gun violence in America is to end the war on drugs. That's how you do it. right? It's nothing to do with the guns themselves. If people, it's just like we see in the UK. If people want to kill each other over something valuable, they'll find a way to do it.
The thing is that we don't have here, and what they have in America is a school shootings issue.
Yeah.
Which is just horrific.
Yeah.
So that is my reason for being anti-gun. I don't see the need. You don't
see the need for school shootings.
No,
Fair enough, mate. I think we're mostly on board with that. Really.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be one or two teachers out there.
I'm open to the idea of the Second Amendment being important and all that. Yeah. I'm still not pro school shootings. Yeah. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, you've never taught, but it's a joke. However, I think the problem
I want my gold-plated Kalashnikov, as someone accurately says in the chat.
Look, I think the reality is you can trust most people with most things. The problem is, in every society, there's always a small minority of people who can't be trusted, whether because they've got fruitcake views, they're mentally ill, so on and so forth. And the problem is when these small minority of people get their hands on firearms, it leads to bloodshed and widespread murder. I think it's far, far better to have very, very strict gun control. And the vast majority of citizens, in my opinion, you're going to have a meltdown, shouldn't be allowed to own firearms because it means eventually they get into the hands of a select minority who cause a huge amount of damage with them. There you go. Well, that's my point. Don't
worry, I'll shoot him after the stream. No, look, my view, as I've said, is that if I lived in a society which allowed gun ownership, I would own guns.
Yeah.
Am I in favor of introducing gun ownership in societies that don't have it currently? No, I'm not. Am I in favor of repealing laws that allow people in the United States, not laws, the Second Amendment, to own firearms? I'm not either. I don't think that would work. And I'm all for practical solutions. So in the United States, you have to address the underlying cause of all the crime. And yes, the school shooting thing is a concern. As we've been talking all year, any policy has risks and rewards, right? And so to me, it's a complex issue. It's not as simple as people like to make it out. That's my view.
Yep. Anyway, next. Henrik Sivertson, if you get a vaccine passport, are you then a citizen of Epstein Island or something? Great question.
I'm not sure that's how it works.
And
yeah,
he's a new profile picture. Good to see you're making an effort.
Speaking of school shooters, Henrik looks like one. I'm just saying.
Anyway, next. Shooting guns on range, cool, own it, no thanks, this generic. And that, I think, is the standard opinion from a Brit. That's the standard British view of the situation. Next.
That's it.
And that's it.
Someone is saying in the chat, now obviously we don't know if this is true, that Michael Yeadon said that vaccines are part of a eugenics program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
let's get him on.
Let's get him on. I think that'd be great. That'd be an excellent way for us to take our YouTube channel to the gutter.
Yeah.
And completely destroy.
And stay there.
Yeah.
Fenella, who sent us a £5 donation earlier, she's now sent another one.
Yeah.
And she's actually made a comment. And the comment relates to the clip of Boris Johnson, Anton, that I wanted us to talk about today. So let's get that up. It's the one with the bloke, you know, that one?
Yeah. It's the one with the bloke being competent and sounding competent.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see what we've got here.
But it is very, very important for everybody to understand that the reduction in these numbers, in hospitalizations and in deaths and in infections, has not been achieved by the vaccination program. People don't, I think, appreciate that it's the lockdown that has been overwhelmingly important in delivering this improvement in the pandemic and in the figures that we're seeing. And so, yes, of course, the vaccination program has helped, but the bulk of the work in reducing the disease has been done by the lockdown. But
bam. So basically, it's all to do with lockdown. Congratulations. Next lockdown coming in winter. Enjoy.
Yep, pretty much. Anyway,
like I said, I'm pro lockdown now, so there we go. Big fan of lockdown. Keep them at home. Should we talk about how the British public are all idiots?
Yeah, could do.
Yeah, Anton, there was a poll that showed that they're all idiots.
Good. That's what we want.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
It's Matt Goodwin, isn't it?
It's not Matt Goodwin.
Isn't it?
No, it's that one.
Okay.
Look at this. So the great British public were asked on the left is, do you expect that the Anton, just no, just go back to where you were. This is good. So on the left, they were asked, people were asked, do you think other members of the public will behave responsibly when shops, pub gardens, and outdoor restaurants open? And on the right, they were asked, will they themselves behave responsibly when that happens? And as you can see, on the left, 2% of the British public think that other people will behave responsibly, even though 69% claim they themselves will behave responsibly.
I am really in favour of that 31% who went, do you know what? I'm going to act like a complete reprobate. I accept it. This is my behaviour. I am what I am, and I'm not going to change it.
Well, it's not like that. 22% says I probably will. And then if you scroll down, Anton, 3% said I probably will not. Bunch of liars.
No,
this is what this is all about. People think that they're better than everyone else.
No, I like that 3%, mate. They're my favourite. They're like Anton. Anton knows what he is, aren't you, Anton?
He's an animal.
Bloody legend. Anyway, Cecil Charles official. Good. It's good to have the official Cecil Charles as opposed to all of those bloody imitators out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2A is to dissuade a government from becoming tyrannical. I'm 2A. I'm pro 2A, but
Second Amendment.
Yeah, Second Amendment. Problem is proving it worked. Can't prove a negative. P.S. Your American accents rock. Thank you very much, Cecil Charles. The problem is, and I will use the Venezuela example, right? Where you have a government that is in fact tyrannical, that is oppressing its citizens, where freedom of speech has gone out the window. They oppress journalists. They target journalists. They have access to guns. It hasn't stopped a tyrannical government taking hold.
Yeah, but the Latin Americans, mate, they'd rather have a siesta.
It's true. It is true. I don't think you are going to fight the combined might of the American armed forces and overthrow a government with guns.
Well, actually, that is quite a weak argument. There's a much stronger argument in my.
Why is that a weak argument?
I'll explain it to you.
Yeah.
I was queuing it up to destroy your argument of facts and logic.
Mm.
If you're fighting if you rise up against a tyrannical government, the main problem the government has is not defeating you militarily. The main problem it has is the PR side of it, which is if they come at you with all the might of the US military, they're killing their own citizens. A presidency or a government or an administration that's killing en masse their own citizens isn't really going to last. So all you need to do is create enough of a disruption that for the most part, you're going to get, you're going to overthrow the government through public support more than anything. The strongest argument is actually that if you look at history, all the countries that took away people's liberties, where gun ownership was allowed, the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, etc. What they did is they did it gradually, and they took people away one by one. So they wouldn't be like, you know what, now we're going to make a public announcement that we're going to take away all the problematic people. No, they would just come to your house. Solzhenitsyn wrote about this. They would come to your house at night, and other people wouldn't stand up for you. So the main issue with this is that you're not likely to get people to unite around a common idea and rise up together, because everyone always thinks, well, they're not coming for me just now. Now, obviously, the American Revolution is a counterexample, right? And that's where a lot of this issue stems from. But generally speaking, that's not how it happens. Anyway, it's an interesting debate to be had. I'm glad we don't have to have it in this country, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah. But anyway, we're probably going to be moving to America. So good to go to a place.
And I'm going to get me a massive gun.
Absolutely.
Many guns.
To make up for his little... Anyway, Mycroft, £5. What are your thoughts on UK having some kind of system in place to prevent free speech ever being compromised? Well, I think we are now in the territory where you have to say that it's very, very important that it will happen. Because when you see people losing their jobs, having their livelihoods threatened because of their political opinions, you have to say that at this point we have gone too far. I do think that when it comes to things like this, your political opinion should be a protected characteristic. It should be made illegal to fire someone from a job or not employ someone simply because of their political opinions.
Yeah, that makes it so complicated, doesn't it? How do you even prove that?
What?
How do you prove that someone was fired for their political opinions?
Well, look at the case of Nick Buckley. Look at Will Noland.
Who's coming up on the show, by the way, the Eton teacher.
Oh, yes, he is.
That will be this Sunday. And tomorrow we've got Neil Oliver from Scotland.
And look, these things are always, it's, what you can prove is constructive dismissal.
Yeah.
So you can say, look, over time, these things happened.
Are you sure you want to tell them this? Well, Anton's listening.
Yeah.
How many times have we fired him?
No, it's true. But he comes back from the dead because we believe in you, Anton. Except you're not really back from the dead. You're more like undead at the moment. You're just sort of shuffling around like a zombie in Adidas tracksuit bottoms. But anyway, right? So that is a way you could do it. And you could sit and then proving constructive dismissal, which is actually quite simple to do.
I think from my perspective, I always worry about the introduction of new policies, new laws, new government programs, because they always have unintended consequences, unintended side effects. And the law of unintended consequences is always the thing that causes some of the worst outcomes in society. I think this is a cultural battle, not a policy one. And I think if you change the culture, then all of this will be largely unnecessary. Having said that, obviously there are contexts in which which I think is necessary, like what Eric Kampmann was talking about, which is in the university and education sector, where you have to protect people's right to freedom of speech. And this is the other thing that people, I think, often forget about freedom of speech. Actually, as important as the freedom to speak is the freedom to hear ideas that other people may find offensive, and the ability to make up your own mind. I think that's very valuable. So I'm not necessarily, look, Mycroft, I'm not like completely closed off to it, but I'd have to be presented with a concrete proposal before I could say. I'm just always wary of giving more power to the government, because look at our government now, right? Do you want those people having more power? And they're supposed to be sort of right of center, not woke, etc. Do you want to give those people more power than they already have? That is something that I always hesitate.
I don't think it is giving the government more power than they already have. I think it's giving people the ability and the right to protect themselves. I think, like, I have friends in academia, and they would say that, one voted Brexit. He said under no circumstances would he feel comfortable voicing the fact that he voted Brexit. I don't know, and people are like, well, that's fine. How is that fine? How is that acceptable in any shape or form? We were meant to live in a liberal democracy. Not anymore. We live in a glorified police state now. But before, we lived in a liberal democracy. So why is that acceptable?
No, I'm not saying it's acceptable. I'm saying you're in the lefties coming out where you're going, there's a problem, but you've not identified a credible way of solving that problem.
Well, I think that's the only way to solve the problem. Because if you say...
What exactly is the solution?
It's to make it a protected characteristic. It's to say, if you fire somebody because and only because of their political views, then that is illegal.
Okay, so should you be allowed to have Nazi opinions and not be fired for that?
Provided you do the job, yeah.
So someone should be allowed to openly talk about how they're a Nazi at work.
Right. Then that is the extreme end of the opinion.
Right. So someone has to draw that line somewhere.
Yeah.
Who gets to do that?
Well, it's got to be the people making the legislation.
Right. And do they know in advance what's going to happen 20 years from now?
No, they don't.
So that's my point. That law is going to be misused one way or another. Yeah,
absolutely. It will be misused, and then it will have to be refined like all our laws.
That's not how it works, though, man. You put something on the statute book and then people run around. It's like we always bring up that example, don't we? The first person who was arrested under Tony Blair's counter-terrorism legislation was the guy who heckled him at the Labour Party conference.
He deserved it.
Yeah, he was
a pensioner.
Yeah.
He got out of line. These people need to be crushed. That's what you do. Exactly. Old people, they develop an opinion, you shut them up, and therefore they don't have any more opinions.
You've got Iraqis to kill. Why would you listen to an old man?
Exactly. He was just, he was just there spouting off his dreadful opinions. Get rid of him. Cut him.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Anton?
Anton agrees.
No, he's just thrown up on the keyboard. Well done, mate.
Yeah, carry on, Anton.
Cam, you crack on, mate. Bring up the next super chat, please. Sophia M, breaking news. Minneapolis police chief and female officer resign. At this point, the entire PD should resign and leave the city. It's all kicking off in America again, and there's been several other shootings and arrests. And one of them, actually, you guys know, I always defend the police when I think there's any ambiguity about it or whatever. But there was a army guy who just got arrested and just treated really badly for seemingly no reason. So there's a lot of shit kicking off, Antifa kicking off and protesting. I mean, it's not good. No.
It's not good. Thanks, Sophia.
Mr. Cat.
Oh, yes, Anton, let's pull this up. This is a great.
Yeah.
For all you conspiracy theorists out there, congratulations, you were right.
Yeah. Basically, you've been right about everything.
Now, there you go. Pentagon develops microchip that detects COVID under your skin.
Can you imagine?
Gets it up here.
Right, and I'm not saying this is a joke. Please don't quote, tweet, whatever else. But can you imagine if we end up finding out that 5G causes COVID?
That would be fucking awesome.
Just imagine if that actually happened. In a couple of years, scientists came out with a 5G mask. Yeah, turned out they caused COVID.
And cancer.
And you know the lack of smell you have that we all had. Yeah, that was radiation anyway. And then David, I could be there going, Anton, put the gammon cam on.
I fucking told you.
And let me get started on the Jews.
Yeah, and the lizards.
And
Well,
the lizards.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's read this article, Anton, because it's not as scary as it sounds, but still a little bit problematic. There we go. So medical researchers at the Pentagon have created a microchip that will detect COVID-19 when inserted under the skin. Get in.
Lovely.
That is what we want, a microchip under the skin so you know if you've got flu.
Exactly. And you know what the type of microchip it should be? It should be the type of microchip that every time you say the wrong opinion, you just get a little
electric shock.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Anyway.
I think, the reason I voted Brett, anyway, the conservative, anyway, I'm against
Anyway, relaxed conspiracy theorist, says the article, they're not disseminated via vaccines. Not yet. The revolutionary technology was developed by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, which operates under the Pentagon umbrella, according to Sunday night's broadcast of 60 Minutes. The top secret unit was launched during the Cold War to study emerging technologies for military use, among them innovation to defend soldiers from biological weapons like 5G.
That's a joke. You know what? Because of the way things are going online, and the way the vast majority of you are very intelligent, you get irony.
No, they're not.
Yeah, there's always one.
That was irony.
Yeah.
See, if you got that, you were intelligent.
Yeah. There's always one like the thick kid in the class. I don't get it.
One.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Metaphorically speaking.
Hundreds.
Yeah. I don't get it. Why are you saying bad things? Right.
Do you realize that is actually very problematic? Like when we were kids, that is the voice you would do.
Yeah. Of
like for someone who wasn't very smart.
Yeah.
Now you're being ableist.
I don't know. Life's ableist, mate.
I mean, life is very ableist.
Yeah.
Life is incredibly problematic.
But this is the thing as well. Like we all pretend, we're all just one big happy family. What about dating?
What about it?
Well, that's the most completely, how can I put this, problematic. If you don't fit my very specific set of criteria, which I can't even admit to myself, then you're not even getting your foot in the door. Just think about that.
Yeah. I mean,
basically,
it's ultimate discrimination scenario. Is what
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Dating is eugenics.
Not quite, mate. I think you've misunderstood the meaning of the word eugenics.
No, I was talking about this not with a eugenicist, but with a biologist. He was saying that it's glorified eugenics.
Because you're trying to shape the next generation.
Yeah. And by picking and selecting the criteria that you want.
You're not killing off the people you don't like. You don't go, oh, she's a 6.
No, but what you're saying is, I will not allow your genes to be propagated for the next generation.
So you're saying I don't want to mix my genes with yours.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit different.
Anton, what about you in 6s?
Nah, Anton. No, Anton.
Anton, mate, I think at this point you need anybody just to take good care of you.
Yeah.
That is what we need. Crack on, Anton. Let's just get next super chat. Anyway, there's a microchip. They're going to put it under your skin for your own safety. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all fine.
Don't worry, love.
Yeah. Beach life. Very funny. Boris has also put, what was the point of vaccination then? Gaslighting on a national scale? Probably, mate. Same thing. He
has had a lot of experience gaslighting people, women in particular, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely put the condom on. Definitely.
And I love you. And he probably gaslights his kid. You're my favorite child out of all the 230.
Out of all the ones that I've met, anyway.
And I have scattered across the globe. you're probably one of my favorites.
We've got a couple of PayPals as well. Kimberly with a $5 says, KKNFF, thank you for delivering amazing and quality content with a sense of humor. Wonder if you have plans for an alternative platform in case you become too problematic and are disappeared from YouTube. We do not currently have any plans to disappear from YouTube. Having said that, most of the people who disappeared from YouTube didn't have plans for that either. Anyway, it's something that we're keeping tabs on. At the moment, we're happy with what we're doing. Every time we have a meeting with locals and we have quite a big input into some of the things that they're planning to do, we always say to them that if we were to live stream to our locals audience, paid and unpaid potentially, that would be something we'd be very happy to do. So eventually, you know, as locals develops, we're open to that. There may be other ways of doing it. For the moment, I think it's all eggs in this basket, I'm afraid.
At the moment. So, but you know what? We can tempt Dave Rubin in order to, you know, we've got Dave's. Yeah, we can. We just get Anton in his shorts. Yeah. You just do a little bit of a can. You do that, wouldn't you?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. No, if Dave took one look at his white, sweaty torso, I'd be like, oh, no, thanks. It looks like he's developed some kind of illness.
Anyway, Kimberly sent us another $5. She says, one more point on Second Amendment. Doesn't matter if you cannot buy ammo. Huge shortage here. KK, if you came to America, good luck finding ammo for all your guns on your TRIGGERnometry Texas ranch. That is a good point. I'm going to have to import Kalashnikovs from the home country.
Mate, you're probably far more, how can I put this, commercially beneficial than what we do now.
The lady, I'm not going to name her because she is a lady, who helped us with the lighting for the studio. She says, it's me from the studio building era of current TriggerPod. Don't mention my real name, please. We won't.
We won't.
Alice.
We won't,
Alice.
Debs.
Yeah, we won't. We won't, Alice.
Yeah.
She says, wrote a novel-length email to Anton, so no further comments needed here. Well, Anton will be delighted. He loves a novel, especially when he's feeling like this.
Yeah, and he can't physically read. Yeah.
And Martha, I mean, it's all bleeders. What are the guys doing? Other than Paul Ogg, you're all, you know.
Yeah, all letting the side down. Come on.
Martha
use that gender wage gap responsibly.
Exactly.
Give some money.
Give some money. And also, look at this. It's another lady, Lara. She says, evening, gentlemen. First PayPal, so I hope this works. Did you get an email from... dear God, KK, don't say my name, it's Lara. I just want to check if I had the right email address. Did I get your email? Possibly. Did I?
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. This makes very brilliant content. Great just viewing. Going, did I get your email? So I'm watching my dad try and negotiate an email account. Or in fact, me.
Colby Hamilton's just sent us a picture of his pistol next to a TRIGGERnometry mug.
Good. Excellent. Thanks, Colby.
Send me a gun. No, don't.
Don't.
We're
really
both going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all.
Oliver Little, you can't take the legal guns away from good people until you take the illegal ones away from the bad people.
This is true.
Next. Max Mulcahy became a YouTube member.
Thank you very much, Max.
Chaps, a $5 if you can improv a punchline to this. I found myself watching Venezuelan porn last night. Yeah, it was a woman eating some food.
Not true, because that would be totally unrealistic.
Yeah.
Iki Ike with the $5 says, speaking of guns, a new high-profile police shooting in Minnesota, riots in Minneapolis and Portland already. For your information, you're next.
We will see what goes on.
Yeah, there's been some problematic incidents, let's say. Speaking of BLM, Anton.
Yeah.
Let's get the school shooter in the chat.
Anyone else listen to the vaccines lately? Excellent pun on the vaccines. They were a great band of vaccines. When Anton, you're a music buff, and I'm really enjoying talking to you more than normal. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm going to pick your little pickled brain, as it were. Anton, did you like the band the vaccines?
Yeah, they're a contemporary band, Francis. They're not past tense, so.
He's a bit snappy today, isn't he?
It is. He's a bit snappy, Anton. What's going on? Do you need a hug?
It's almost like he's hungover, mate.
And do you know what? There was a wasp that came into the flat today. The first wasp of the year. Anton breathed on it and it died. So I just want you to know, Anton, that your actions have consequences.
It didn't die. It passed out and had to be taken to A&E.
Yeah.
Now.
Next. We put a mask on it, obviously, because we're not animals.
Yeah, we're not animals.
We'll protect the NHS.
Yeah.
Kiss me quick, fiver. Conspiracy theories sound more plausible with each passing day. First super chat would have been more, but went to the pub yesterday. No excuse. Kiss me quick. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
And welcome to the channel.
Yeah, welcome to the PayPal anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, to the super chat, whatever. Mr. Winter with a fiver. If you can't make someone provide you healthcare as a right, then why guns? The left never makes this point because they resort to name calling bigots. Well, if you can't make someone provide you healthcare as a right, then why guns? I don't understand that.
No, I don't understand.
It's a bit. What do you mean?
Yeah. Who knows? But whatever it is, it's a fiver. Well done.
I don't get it.
No,
I don't get the logic of that, and I'd like to because it's confusing me.
Yeah.
I don't like to be confused.
Next.
You're wrong, Mr. Winter. Is my point. No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, but you might be right.
Anyway, Anton, speaking of BLM, shall we find out why capitalism is brilliant?
Let's
Should we do that? Capitalism is wonderful, Francis. Have you seen this? This is incredible.
Go on. I'm waiting to be educated.
This will make you very angry because you can't get on the housing ladder.
Yeah, I know.
Anton, it's the first thing. It's right at the top, mate.
Look at he's currently looking.
I did actually just. There we go.
There you go.
There you go. So, Black Lives Matter co-founder and self-described Marxist Patrice Khan-Cullors reportedly bought not just one, but 4 high-end homes and also had property in the Bahamas at an ultra-exclusive resort, according to the New York Post.
Lovely.
Buy large mansions.
Yeah.
BLM.
Yeah, great stuff.
So, yeah, she's a Marxist, and she has a multi-million-dollar property.
Can I be a Marxist?
Who's poom been, dripping Marxism in your ear again, is she?
No, but I do want to get on the housing ladder.
Yeah, well, that's how you do it.
With 4 large properties.
Yeah, that's how you do it, mate. One of her properties is worth $1.4 million.
Yeah, that's great. Anton, would you like large properties?
No.
No, Anton doesn't need it. He's going to marry, Belinda.
Yeah, no, not Belinda. It's not 1983.
No, there's some lovely Belindas around.
No, what are you talking about?
Belinda DeLucy, Brexit Party candidate. She's lovely.
What?
I mean, she's blonde, so not for you. But
Not
you know
for
what
me.
I mean.
No, thank
She's
you.
a very intelligent woman, lovely, charismatic. There's some lovely Belindas, Anton. This is what you need. If you want to get on the housing property ladder, get someone who's called Belinda, and Dare Something is good as well. Dare Something, right?
Yeah.
It's posh.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're going to be on the housing ladder. You don't need to become a Marxist.
Yeah.
To get on the housing ladder, do you?
But we've missed a couple of super chatios.
Yeah.
So Mr. Winter, that we've already done that one.
No, we haven't. It's slightly different.
Oh, it's slightly different, but still makes absolutely no sense. Thank you, Anton. You don't have a right to make someone else provide you with healthcare, even though the NHS is great. And America would be safe without guns, though tearing up the Constitution would be wrong.
Makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, but not enough.
I mean, this thing about you don't have a... See, this is the Ben Shapiro argument, and it's very dishonest, actually, and I'll tell you why. So the Ben Shapiro argument about healthcare is...
Shut up, we want to get him on the show.
Yeah, whatever. The truth is...
It's just because you and him would have a big duo.
Can you stop playing with your hair?
I don't know, yeah.
Can you?
No.
Okay, so listen to what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, okay,
Which is the Ben Shapiro argument is you don't have a right to make a doctor provide you with healthcare. And that isn't what public healthcare is. It's not about making someone provide you. You're not forcing anyone. The people who work in the NHS do so voluntarily in exchange for money.
Yeah, and they could work in the private sector.
If they wanted to.
If they wanted to.
And I have many friends who work in the NHS, and a lot of them very happy to work in the NHS because that's where they want to work. They want to be providing healthcare to people who otherwise might not have it.
Yeah.
So it's a dishonest argument, and Shapiro, in my opinion, on this particular issue is a bit of an extremist.
Yeah, absolutely. So Britain, this is from Danelle Jones.
Yeah.
Britain needs a constitution. Its traditions are no longer viable to protect rights without a comprehensive document. Is this a kind of surrender to Americanism?
No, I think a constitution would be great. The problem is you sort of have to have a revolution because right now you're not going to get people to agree on anything. Imagine you came up with a constitution that said freedom of speech, like in the First Amendment.
Yeah.
It's actually quite an extreme position by, say, Western European standards, the First Amendment.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get people in this country to agree on a constitution that actually is going to be protecting the things you want to protect. You're just not going to get people to agree. Yeah. Maximilian with a 5 says, hey, bigots, thanks for the great shows. Maximilian, thank you for supporting the great shows.
Chris G, get Richard Barris from the People's Pundit on. He's a pollster who was most accurate at last US election.
Oh.
He can discuss why media polling is wrong. Actually, that's a great shout.
That is a great shout. I'm going to email myself.
Yeah. Richard Barris, that is good. We can talk about that.
Richard Barris, okay.
Yeah, so that's good. Anton, crack on with the next one. Did you see Star Trek tweet support of communism? No, Dan, because I'm not a virgin. Next. Aidan Riley. Considering your immediate reaction to my comment was to slip into a southern accent, which I know was done in the spirit of good humour, here's one for you. Oi, you got a licence for that opinion.
True.
Thanks, Aidan.
Thanks, Aidan, and well done for taking the comment in the spirit in which was intended. Now, don't shoot me.
Any plans for 420? For
International Weed Day.
No comment.
Wait, hold on. This Friday, what is that? Oh, it's the 16th. Well, let's just say we'll be celebrating early.
Exactly. Next. Icky Ike, your interview with Mercy was excellent and important.
Oh, yes.
We don't have and won't have a similar racism study in the US, but we've known all these things for years thanks to Thomas Sowell and others. Will minds be changed? I really enjoyed the interview with Mercy. I thought it had nuance. There was balance to it. For instance, when we just talked about Windrush, she said that the government's actions and behaviour during Windrush was unacceptable, and they should be, they need to take a long, hard look at themselves.
That's not why I enjoyed
it. But I thought it was very nuanced. It was very balanced. The things that we talked about, and some of the leftist criticisms or criticisms of people on the left had to it was simply not true or relevant. So I very much enjoyed it, and I think it was a very important interview.
He really enjoyed it. Just saying.
Unbelievable.
Sophia M says, YouTuber ex-cop Brandon Tatum covers all police shootings in the US. Here's his coverage and full video of the vet you mentioned. It was a setup. Oh. Okay. I'll check that out, Sophia. Thank you.
Yep. There are some lovely bell enders around. I'm getting roasted on this one. Thanks, Ruben Lees. ERO Games finally caught you live. Keep the laughs and conversations coming. Much love from Hawaii.
Oh, my God.
Let's do a live show in Hawaii. What do you say, Anton? Wouldn't you love to be on a plane right now, flying for about 17 hours? You'd love that, wouldn't you? Imagine sitting on a plane right now, flying to Hawaii, you with a mask over your face. Come on.
He has actually got his hand over his mouth and he's keeled over like this.
Come on, mate. You'd love
Anton,
that.
this is what happens when you behave irresponsibly. We're just going to rinse you forever, mate.
Yeah. Look, Anton, I'm rapidly going to hit 39. I don't drink anymore. I have no joy left in my life. My only real joy is to make your life miserable.
Lara, who sent us money earlier, says, glad to know the Please Don't Mention My Name works. Well, it was only the first name. Come on, love. Cheer up.
Come on, Laura Jones. Cheer up.
Her name is actually Lara Jones. It's not.
I was panicking then. Go on.
She says, keep it up, gentlemen. You're doing a wonderful job keeping us sane, mainly. And then she says something in some weird language. Go on.
Okay. Muchísimas gracias. Y toda rabaja.
Why is she talking about rabbis?
I don't know. Muchísimas gracias over many things. Y toda rabaja.
You two rabbis.
I don't know.
Is that what that means? Toda rabba. Two rabbis.
No.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yes, I do speak Spanish, mate.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Anton, get the gammon cam out. Yo hablo español perfecto. There you go.
The gammon cam doesn't work with Spanish. You should be my color to do that. Anyway, Lara, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Next. Dino Lambretta.
It's Dino
Lambretta. We need the gammon cam for this. Come on.
What?
Anton, come on.
Come on, Anton. You can do it.
Just an observation, right? But generally, conservative commentator birds.
Come on, leave it to the professionals.
All right, go on.
Just an observation, but generally, conservative commentator birds tend to be gorgeous. The lefties, not so much. Why is this, do you think? That's not true. Owen Jones is beautiful.
You know what? I have actually been thinking about this.
What? Okay, go on.
Well, if you think about the philosophical difference between left and right, right? The leftist attitudes tends to be mainly about protecting people who are victims of life.
Yeah, and the vulnerable, the oppressed.
The vulnerable. And the right-wing attitude is mainly focused on everyone being able to succeed on their own merit.
As much as possible.
As much as possible, right?
Or if you're in the Tory party, helping out your mates.
Yeah, exactly. Now, those two things both have extremes which are bad.
Yep.
And they also are important and they bring positives, right? That's why I think you need to have
a healthy balance of the two.
A marriage, I was going to say, right?
Yeah, but
now,
that's not happening.
If you are, to use Dino's language, a gorgeous bird,
gorgeous bird,
then the chances of you being a victim of life, are less, let's say.
Yeah.
So I think there may be some truth to the idea that ladies who are beautiful have an easier, just like men, by the way, who are attractive, have an easier time in life. Did you just point at yourself? Did you? Yeah. So are you now going back on your previous position in terms of your family and now admitting, so you're gay, are you?
No, mate.
What you told us, your family saying is the boys in the family are either gay or ugly.
Yeah.
And you said you're not gay.
No, I'm not.
And now you're saying you're attractive.
There's an exception to every rule.
Right, but you're not that.
Right.
So
and
what else?
number two, when the chat is so good, it transcends everything.
Right. Okay.
That's what you get with me.
So anyway, my point is, I think there's probably some truth to it. The people who are naturally predisposed to have an easier time in life may lean right more than people who are not. Just a thought.
But why is it that so many women are woke, especially the younger generation?
Well, it's because they're birds, isn't it? They care about people.
Anyway, next.
Thanks, Dino.
Anton Delic. Congrats to the UK on opening pubs. Hope it goes swimmingly and enough people start to realise how extreme lockdowns were and that we nearly normalised giving up freedom for security. Brown birds embracing Second Amendment is the best.
So this is actually a super chat from Colby, who is indeed married to a brown bird and a massive gun owner.
Yeah, lovely.
I mean, that would be a combination.
That is a combination.
Imagine if Poon Poon had a gun, mate. You would have been dead about 73 times by now.
No, she would have started the revolution.
Oh, Francie, you put my burger in the oven in the plastic box that it came in.
Yeah, exactly.
Just Francis just comes out just holding his arm. Have you got a bandage?
Yeah.
Medic!
Yeah. She does say some of the strangest things to me. The other day, she said to me, if you overcook my food again, I will, what did she say? I will cut off your nipples and eat them. Yeah. Imagine if I said that.
Mate, yeah, let's not imagine that. Yeah, she said some strange things. Yeah, I'm not even going to go into what she was saying to me.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. Strange woman, but, it's a bit too late. KKFF, when stopped by police in Texas, do A, do what you're told, B, do a runner.
No, C, do your pants.
Exactly.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, American police are bloody scary. It has to be said.
That's because they got guns.
Yeah, exactly. Not as scary as the Chinese police. Scariest police in the world. Oh, my word.
Really?
Yeah, I was in Beijing airport and there's a Chinese police officer came up to me and went, you, come here. I went, all right. He goes, empty out all your stuff. So I just observed and he just looked for everything and he just went, go.
That's scary to you.
Imagine someone doing that to you. And just having these cold, dead eyes.
Okay. Imagine someone having cold, dead eyes and saying, have you got your passport? And you go, no. And they put your face down in the snow and handcuff you and take you to a police station.
Well, is that what happened to you?
Yeah.
Where?
Moscow.
Really?
Yeah, it happens to anyone. If you haven't got your passport and they decide for some reason that they need to stop and ask you, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, no, the nasty Chinese man asked me to look in his pockets. And then he said, go.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what happens in Liverpool when Anton hasn't got his money for the local businesses. Isn't that right, Anton?
The local businesses. All right. Next, let's crack on. By the way, we've got 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
And it turns out that YouTube has been stealing our likes, but it's not because we've been encouraging you to smash the like button. So the usual rules apply. We've got 6 minutes left. If we don't get to 800 upvotes by 8 o'clock, we are going to have to end the stream. If we do get to 800 votes, we upvote. We will continue for another half an hour.
And what are we on?
We are on 400, and we've got nearly 1,600 biggest watching. So it's quite a job. 6 minutes you guys got.
Mr. Hoofington, I work for the NHS, and it's woke beyond belief to a worrying degree. Loved the interview with Mercy Muroki, by the way.
We all did.
We all did. Mercy was great. Next, 420 is FF Haircut's birthday. Don't get it.
420 is International Weed Day because 420 is the number. So what? Icky Ike, you're far too clever for us. I've got no idea what you're
Me
banging
too,
on
yeah.
about, mate.
Either that or too stoned. Colion Noir is a succinct and intelligent spokesperson on gun rights, a lawyer as well. Get him on for a chat, very affable as well.
I have seen him. He's good. He's good. I don't know that the gun issue is one that we really need to litigate on Trigonometry, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah. Can you imagine all those comedians saying, you're right wing, you're right wing. Who's your latest guest? Oh, it's just a pro-gun ownership guest.
Alan Hind with a 5 says, the Edinburgh International Festival's back. Fancy an outdoor fringe gig then? Arrested in the pissing rain for breaching hate speech. Top routine. Exactly, Alan. I won't be coming back to the Edinburgh Festival until they change that law.
Well, they haven't implemented it yet, have they?
Well, until there's no risk of that being the
yes.
case.
But yes, they are talking that the Edinburgh Festival will be back in some form. It's going to be in a tent in Edinburgh in August with the freezing wind and the pissing rain. And to be honest with you, I couldn't think of anything worse.
No, same.
Although I love Edinburgh, it's a great city, but the festival's shit, and I hope it burns to the
Having
ground.
said that, what we should tell you, and this is very early days, and we can't tell you exactly when or how or whatever.
Or when.
We are working on some Trigonometry live shows.
Oh, yes.
Towards the end of the year.
Yeah. We're going afterwards, Anton, we're going to go for celebratory drinks. Do you want to come with us?
We're going to smoke some fags as well, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely. Anyway, next. Proudly representing the Brown Burns with Guns Club. Millie.
In Canada as well.
In Canada. Lovely.
Millie, let's be honest, you turned both me and Francis on at the same time, love.
Exactly. Next. Carlos Rodriguez.
Oh, one of your boys.
Successors to Andrew Neil's greatest two. Mate Neil, lamentably. The portly chap challenged the Chavez narrative, glossed over. The incompetent Nazi asked about the power vacuum if there is no USA, deflecting.
Why am I the incompetent Nazi? He's portly, fair enough. Why am I incompetent? I'll not dispute the Nazi thing, right? You know, just because there's no need to.
Yeah.
Right? But why am I incompetent? Carlos, this is bigotry. I know you're brown or whatever. You don't get away with it, mate.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Next.
Carlos Rodriguez. Thanks, Carlos, for the $30.
Thank you. FF and Owen Jones should perform Venezuelan porn for charity. We'll all watch.
I mean, I would watch.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
No, you absolutely.
You being done by Owen Jones.
No, it'd be the other way around.
Oh, would it?
Yeah.
Well, I think the chat would enjoy that,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah. Because I'm not gay. Anyway. I'm a good man. You know, people often ask me what I do for a job. You know that. This is what I do. Just shout down a camera and shout the words, I'm not gay. And people send me money.
Your mum, for a change, would actually be proud of you on that front, wouldn't she?
A fat slice. American can't afford NHS. The government pays $90 for $15 hammer and all spending is that way. Poor people here get free healthcare already.
I wasn't suggesting that America should introduce the NHS, by the way. You guys do whatever you want. Look, every country has its own culture, its own system, or whatever. You do what you want. Toda raba, says Lara, is thank you in Hebrew. Oh, is my language.
Yeah, I'm right.
I don't speak Hebrew. I will say, gents, I do not do identity politics, but as a Jewish Spanish teacher, you filled the niche. Fantastic. Thanks, Lara. I appreciate it.
Next. 420 was a certain German chancellor's birthday. That was a reference. Thanks, Wayward Blues.
Well, it's good that we're advertising you, mate. You clearly know what you're talking about.
You know what you're talking about. And on that note, this stream is sponsored by Wayward Blues, from a German certain misunderstood Austrian painter to a fantastic musician, white man, performing the blues. If you like blues performed brilliantly well, you heard it at the opening of our show. This is Wayward Blues. Go to his website, listen to his tracks. They're absolutely brilliant. It makes you want to lean back with a bourbon, not me because I'm in recovery, and chill out and listen to some fantastic blues music. I recommend check it out.
Indeed. Guys, look, I don't want to end the stream, but we are still 150 likes short, and we're going to have to follow the rule if we don't get those likes in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah.
There's 150 likes to go. So if you've not yet smashed the like button and you want the stream to carry on, You're just going to have to smash it, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to crack through the super chats. If it's not here, then we'll say goodbye. Next, Gary Christensen. I think dude is calling you a Nazi. 420 is also the birthday for that German dude in WW2. Thanks, Gary. Thank you.
I see. I got. I thought. See. It's the slash in the middle.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I didn't know that. Well, I don't pay that much attention to Hitler's birthday.
And he wasn't German.
I tell you what. I just finished a brilliant. Some people are saying likes are getting throttled.
No.
I don't think they are though.
Yeah. Well, come on.
Anyway, what I was going to say, we've got a couple more super chats, and let's give people a chance to get to the likes if they want to. I just finished. Roger Morehouse is a brilliant historian and a big fan of trigonometry. I just finished reading his book about the Nazi-Soviet pact called The Devil's Alliance, or The Devil's Pact, Devil's Alliance, I think. Beautifully written. Brilliant. And now I'm going to get his first book called Killing Hitler. We're going to put it on the shelf right there.
You have turned into an old English man.
I've always loved history.
Yeah, but a very specific part of history.
Yeah, World War II is brilliant.
Yeah. You and my dad would get on great. That's all my dad does. I remember growing up.
Your dad loves a drink, doesn't he?
He does love a drink.
Anton, how do you feel about that?
I can't think about it.
All right, let's crack through the remaining.
Someone says on my page it shows 930 likes. Don't lie.
Don't lie.
We are up to 725, so we've got a little bit to go. Let's do the super chats. We'll give you guys a chance.
We'll give you a chance. Any more super chats, Anton?
We don't have any super chats.
Oh. Now, this is the moral dilemma.
Yes.
Do we give you guys a couple more minutes? Because we don't want to end the stream. We're having fun. You're having fun. But the rules are the rules. The law is the law.
Exactly.
What do we do? Francis, this is a moral dilemma like we've never seen.
Yeah.
What do we do?
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a moral dilemma like we've never seen.
Yeah, it is.
There've been bigger moral dilemmas.
Human medical experiments, or do we carry on the stream? I mean, that is comparable in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger moral dilemma is like, even though he's suffering, do you continue to take the piss out of Anton? That is a bigger moral dilemma. But we shall see. What do you say, Anton?
Anton wants to end the stream. Anton wants to end life. Anton wants to end everything. So don't ask him.
Yeah. Well, I think, guys, that's pretty much been it.
Has it? We're on 758.
Yeah, I think that's it.
This is how you know Poon Poon is in the house. He just wants to get away. I'll tell you what. Shall we give them a couple more minutes?
Yeah, let's give them a couple more minutes.
All right, it's 2 minutes past 8.
Yeah.
We'll give you until 5 past.
Yeah.
But the truth is, if we get to 5 past and the clock hits 5 past and we're 1 like short, we will end the stream.
Saving the stream. Thanks, just generic. Next.
Thanks, just generic.
Aaron Flan, when?
We haven't interviewed him yet. He promised to send us his book, and we haven't received it yet.
Yeah.
So we'll read the book and then decide from there, won't we?
Yeah, we will do indeed. Next. Maybe people don't want you to continue today.
Oh, brutal, Colby.
Brutal. Straight there, just in the fucking bam. Just
we're 12 likes away.
Yeah, right in the nads.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Metaphorical.
Yeah, metaphorical. Jill says, is Anton Trigonometry's Jamie? Indeed, he is.
He is.
And Skeets of Rage says, I'm saving my like for the last one before 800. Well,
there we go.
We need 12 more.
We do need 12
more. And we've got 2 more minutes. Hurry up, bigots.
Icky Ike, Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks, Halle Berry, Zoe Saldana, Rosario Dawson, Kamala Harris. Right now, FF is happy the camera frame ends above the waist.
Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks, Halle Berry. Zoe Saldana, don't know her.
Yeah, she was most famous for... She normally plays aliens in movies, Zoe Saldana. Rosario Dawson, hello. Kamala Harris, not in favour.
Do you know what Barack Obama said about her?
What?
Anton, would you Google
goes
this?
Goes like the clappers.
So we are over 800 likes, by the way. So well done, you bigots. Keep smashing it, though. We want to get to 1,000 by the end of the stream because YouTube will take half of them away in about 10 minutes. Yeah. Anton, Google Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, sexism. Pull this up.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What did Barack say?
Pull it up. By the way, in the meantime, Laura Smart says Francis likes pegging, so I will assume that he's homo-curious, so he falls in the middle of the spectrum between gay and ugly.
Okay, there we go. So I'm a mediocre man. Thanks, Laura.
There you go. Yes, President Obama has issued an apology after he was widely criticized for referring to the Attorney General of California, Kamala Harris, as the best-looking Attorney General in the country.
The White House said he apologized to Ms. Harris, a longtime friend, for the distraction created by his comments, and that he fully recognized that women should not be judged on appearance. Commentators in the US have been given their reaction to the apology and whether Mr. Obama was right to say sorry. Eric Golob...
Yeah, we don't need to read the full thing. Basically, I just wanted to show you. Anton, when does this scroll up? Which period was this from?
2013.
2013. There you go.
There you go.
Just to show you, we haven't just become gimps in the last year. We've been gimps for a very long time.
Yep. Next. FF Kisin Anton, the name of the Three Stooges, or a weird situation. There you go. Thanks, Dino.
Dino.
It's Dino Lambretta. All right, stay. Thanks, Lisa.
We will stay.
We will
now
stay.
That we've reached over 100 likes. Thank you.
Yeah. Next, I'm sending Anton a survival kit soon. Poor Anton.
No, he's self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted. He'll
Doesn't
be
count.
fine.
Doesn't count.
I'm going to buy him a Lucozade. He'll be fine. You'll walk it off, won't
Walk
you?
it off.
I'm not fine, Sarah. I need
Right. Okay. Let's talk about.
Let's get. We've got 2 super chats. Graham Turner with the 2 quid says, "KK, you will like Lawrence Rees if you like World War II books." Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, Graham. Wayward Blue says, "KK, what is the name of that Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact book again?" It's called The Devil's Alliance by the historian Roger Morehouse.
Yep.
He's on Twitter. If you tweet him or contact him, you can actually get the book directly, so he gets more of your money than buying it on Amazon or whatever. So that's what I do. And I'm buying his current book. I just send him a tenner on PayPal to get
Birds love it.
Hitler, killing Hitler.
Yeah, birds love it when you kill Hitler.
Yeah, they do.
FF, you butchered my Irish surname. Luckily, I was born in England and been called a lot worse. Love what you guys do. Thanks, Gary. Anyway, and on that note, Anton, we have an article all about butchering names.
Oh, do we?
We do indeed. It's a smooth segue. You can see you're dealing with a former co-host of Breakfast Radio. That's right, Talk
Not
Sport.
breakfast, overnight.
Yeah, overnight and breakfast for Talk Radio. How much was I paid?
Who has their breakfast at 5 in the morning, mate?
Mate,
What Dino does.
Yeah, quite a few people
He's got to
do.
get to the construction
Proper,
site.
honest, hard-working people. Yeah, you see, and that's what I was. Don't ask how much it was paid. It was disgustingly little, but it doesn't matter. Mispronouncing my name doesn't make you a racist.
Says who? Ki Hassan.
No, it's Mr. Hussein. Right. Says Mr. Hussein. Right. Racist, ignorant, and a bigoted individual. This is what you get called these days if you mispronounce a name.
If you're called Francis Foster.
Yeah, but as a young Muslim person with Pakistani ethnicity, although my ethnicity should be irrelevant to this debate, it'd be a good point, Mr. Hussein, but it never is. I can tell you that there is nothing racist or bigoted about not pronouncing my name correctly.
Nobody knows how to pronounce or spell my name, and that's one of the reasons I like it. Kais means lover in Urdu.
That's great. So his name means shagger.
It is the name given to Romeo in the Pakistan version.
How come you didn't laugh at that? That's funny. Come on. His name means shagger.
His name is Shagger.
That's great. Shagger Hussein. That's got a ring to it, hasn't it? Come on.
It is the name given to Romeo in the Pakistan version of Romeo and Juliet, though I am yet to find my Juliet.
Well, with lines like that, mate, no wonder.
And in English, it is rendered in many different ways. Keys, Kaiser.
Don't call him Kaiser Hussein.
Kaiser Hussein.
Yeah.
That is a combination you don't want. It's like Hitler came back and it was like, you know what? I want a country in the Middle East.
Yeah.
I want a dirty bomb. I want a dirty bomb. Given me the dirty bomb.
Yeah, it makes it sound like a sex position.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of woke articles have suggested recently that if a white person incorrectly pronounces an ethnic minority name, it somehow evokes a history of dominant groups forcing new names of people of oppressed groups. This is complete rubbish. We should not be trivializing genuine racism by accusing people of being racist for mispronunciation.
Let's scroll. The reason why my Pakistani mother chose my name is that she wanted it to stand out. She wanted me to be remembered by people and not to be confused with anyone else. And my name does just that.
Also, didn't care if he was bullied at school.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone remembers who I am because nobody has a name like mine. I don't feel victimized for having a challenging name. Instead, I feel privileged.
Oh.
As a person with a fluency disorder,
what the fuck is a fluency disorder?
Sometimes.
Why is everything a disorder now? I'm sounding like Rod Little. Why is everything a disorder?
See, a fluency disorder could be things like a stammer, or you've got a problem with the way you articulate your words. You absolute disgusting bigot. Get out. I often pronounce names and words differently through no intention of my own. That doesn't mean I'm choosing to discriminate people. The fact that parts of the liberal elite have decided that it's racist to mispronounce someone's name is clutching at straws. It's just another excuse for virtue signaling by the politically correct.
Exactly. Many people from minority communities in Britain have names that others have difficulty saying correctly, whether they're Irish, Polish, Spanish, or Pakistani. Unlike most of them, I will not advise you on how to pronounce my name. I prefer the ambiguity. After all, that is one of the reasons my mother chose my name. All I'll say unequivocally is have a go. And no, it's not racist if you pronounce it differently from the way my mother does.
Kwesi Hussein, 16, is an A-level student and Labour Party youth officer.
Not for very long, mate.
Not for very long.
You keep writing articles in the Times about woke. You will not be a Labour Party activist, mate.
But good on you. What? Considering 16, what a great article.
Yeah, top level coconut.
Yeah.
Top level.
Thanks. Right. Well, very, very good from Shagger
Oh,
Hussein.
it's jelly.
It's jelly deckers from the land of the pedos. Right, jelly.
Can you imagine if like all of Belgium watched our show?
Yeah.
And they got doubly offended. Number one, by you suggesting the land of the pedos, and number two, confusing it with Holland.
You know what I love about it? He's explained to us 8 times how to pronounce his name, and we just don't.
Oh, it's Yele, is it?
Yeah, but we don't.
Yeah, but we don't. I mean,
you know why? Because it's England, mate.
Speak fucking English.
Speak English. Have an English name, all right? Your name's Jelly. I like jelly. And we're gonna take that into account when we talk to you.
Now give me back my fish.
Give me back my fucking fish.
Anyway, Jelly says, Yele says, what do we need to start a nationwide trans debate in the Netherlands? No one is talking about it here. Well,
doesn't Holland have enough problems, mate?
Do they have problems?
Mate, our entire country is kicking off because of lockdown.
Oh, yeah. There's some interesting images coming out of your country, Yele. Apparently, your police officers have been watching the police brutality in America and going, you know what we need? Some of that in here.
But on a horse.
On a horse against women.
Yeah. Let's just kick a woman.
Beating women.
Beating women whilst on a horse.
On a horse.
Exactly.
Top level.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you need to start? Well, look, what you need... Actually, the way you kickstart a debate is you get trans activists coming in and tell everybody to transition their kids. That's how you start a debate.
Yeah, absolutely. But to be honest with you, I think your nation's got much bigger problems, mate. Thanks to the EU, the vaccine rollout has been botched. You've been in lockdown for I don't know how long. People, understandably, have had enough. They've seen their businesses, their livelihoods curtailed. Mate, you've got bigger fish to fry, my lad.
Anton is just doing random hand gestures. He's moving stuff about on his desk. Like I think
he's having an overdose, mate.
Yeah, I'm losing it. Yeah, I think you are, mate.
I've told him I'm going to cook for him tonight. You're excited by that, aren't you, Anton?
That made things worse.
Stuart has sent us $9.99. He says, lads, I've been listening to you for about a year now, and I love the banter and the guest interviews. So I finally put my hand in my pocket. Keep it coming. Stuart, thanks very much, mate. But £9, come on, mate. A year's worth of content? What are you playing at?
Come on, mate. Up your game,
You're
lad.
a straight white man, probably, judging by your name. Come on, you could have used some of that. Anyway, we're joking, mate. Stuart, thank you very much.
It's like really GCSE history tonight. Don't think it is. Thanks, Max. Next.
GCSE history.
I'm fluent in Ikiite. Dude sent you a list of brown birds and said FF is becoming aroused.
No, that I got. I was just seeing if I knew all of them, and I didn't.
Yeah, I knew all of them. KK may enjoy the podcast called Hardcore History with Dan Carlin. He'd be an interesting guest as well for his analysis of current events.
I am familiar with him. I have listened to one or two things that he's done. Thanks, Millie.
Next. Was Anton on the nose beers last night?
What are the nose beers?
No, Anton is a very straight-laced, very, very good boy. And we are going to stick to that. And he...
Oh, I finally got the Brian Rowe stuff. Yeah. Is that what he's referring to?
Yeah.
No, Anton, you weren't on that, were you? No, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
No, he just goes out and has 27 pints.
Yeah, exactly.
With Brian.
Yeah.
Is It's only when I'm on a night out with Brian.
Yeah, it's only when he goes out with Brian Rose, which will be a lot soon because he's not going to have a job. There was some polling came out. He's not even in the
Although, when I came out and then Anton was
when you came out?
When I came out into the kitchen, and I was there, I did find some cigarettes, empty cigarette packets.
Oh.
Anton.
That wasn't me.
No.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is actually the worst when you get back on the cigarettes when you're drinking.
Yeah.
You wake up the next day. That is a horrific feeling.
Oh, mate. You can feel it emanating out your pores. Awful. Birds love Coronas. Don't listen to the shaming, Anton, but do feel better. No. He needs to suffer, otherwise he'll never learn.
Yeah, he needs to learn his lesson. The boy needs to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to play some banging trance and house music after this. Anyway, with loads of bass.
He just fell over.
Yeah.
He's slumping in his chair more and more with every word that we speak.
Yep, exactly like Poon Poon. Honestly, guys, I don't mind the banter about my names and origins.
See that? Now it's boring.
Yeah, exactly, Jelly.
Oh, come on, Jelly.
Anyway, come on.
You've ruined it for all of us, Jelly.
Next. Question for FF. If you pulled a super fit pre-op trans woman, would you engage in a sport of organic pegging if she wanted to, or are you a problematic bigger? Do you know, this is what I like about our live streams. Do you know what I mean? Because we just tackle the big subjects. We just tackle the important things. Really, we should be discussing this with Douglas Murray.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Or Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, let's get him on. Let's get Jordan Peterson back.
And just ask him that question.
Yeah, what kind of pegging do you prefer, Jordan?
Do you know what?
Organic? Or are you a bigot?
Do you know what?
Do you know what? Poon Poon is over there making some kind of weird noise. It sounds like she's scratching the wallpaper off the wall.
She probably is, mate. It's around that time, for her. You know what I would love to do? Obviously, we couldn't do it with Jordan because it's, he's a very busy man. But I'd love to do like a spoof interview with Jordan.
Yeah, I'm sure he's up for it.
Yeah. He'd love that.
Yeah, he came back from literally the dead to do a spoof interview with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd love it.
Yeah, he was just, when he was in a coma, that was the thought reverberating around his head. I'd love to do a spoof interview with Francis Foster of Trigonometry.
Yeah, well, no, because that's a ridiculous thing to say because he didn't know me. But now, if he got ill again, I think that's the thing that would help him pull through. Going to be honest with you. I think that's the thing that he'll keep him going. I'm like a shining beacon for him.
Beacon of what?
Hope and
pancetta.
Yeah, and pancetta.
Hope and pancetta. Right there.
I bet he loves a bit of pancetta.
Hope and pancetta. No, because Gino pancetta right there.
LJ Bowen, thanks, mate. It's a lady.
It's a lady. LJ Boham, thank you for the pound.
Very nice photo as well, darling. Next.
You had to say that.
Wayward Blues. $50. A few streams ago, KK mentioned the naming convention in Russia. My son was born in Russia, and I didn't know about that, so I picked a middle name. Rather than explain, they just hyphenated his first name. My son's name is all jacked up now.
Wayward Blues. Let's get some love in the chat for Wayward Blues. Let's get some music in the chat for Wayward Blues. Make sure you go and check out his work. Absolutely brilliant stuff. As we said, white man doing blues. It's not going to be there for long. So just
exactly.
Head over there, check it out.
Support it whilst you can.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy it whilst you can. Thanks, Wayward Blues.
Next. We apologise for the delay. But Anton is doing his best.
Please invite esteemed intellectual Andrew Schultz. He's a very good comic, and with comics, it's better if they're in the country. Ideally, we want to get them into the studio. So when he's next touring
in 2038,
we'll get him on.
Lovely.
We'll all be dead by then.
Yeah, we will be. But what a blast!
Of the next virus.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the best one. Do you know that's what Prince Philip actually said?
What?
That when he dies,
he wants to come back as a virus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
I just got a lovely email from Dr. Deborah So.
Oh, what did Deb say?
She says, "Hi, here is the episode," and she has released our recording with her where we talk all about shagging.
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Talking about shagging.
Yeah, I did. So Debs, thanks, Debs. I hope you're watching the stream. She's a big fan.
She does watch the streams, actually, Deborah.
Yeah, she does. She does.
Big fan. Big fan
of
the bigotry.
She did a
Oxford Union talk.
Yeah.
So. But more importantly, she did a podcast with us about shagging.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to check that out?
Yeah, and of course, yeah, she did, and she said if we love it, and we said we do, and it was all good.
She says she wants to have us back at some point as well.
Good, of course she does. Us talking about shagging, what's not to like?
Exactly. Charismatic bigots talking about shagging.
Yeah. What's that?
Anton, what do you mean? We're not going to be shagging you, mate.
What do you mean? What? Why is the thought of me shagging making you feel worse? Why is that making you feel bad? Mate, I think there's something wrong with you, mate. You're going to need to get checked out, not only physically, but psychologically.
Shall we talk, Francis?
Yes.
Shall we talk about Tory sleaze?
Let's talk about Tory sleaze. Let's do it.
And this is such a classic Tory story.
Yeah. Go for it.
Anton is still trying to work. Anton, Tories are the Conservative Party.
Yeah, mate. And the Conservative Party are the people in charge of our country at the moment.
So this is one of the things that makes anyone's blood boil, whichever part of the political spectrum, because it's so.
It doesn't make Anton's blood boil. Those were the activities he did last night.
He has no blood anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, inquiring into the Cameron lobbying scandal can question anyone since Boris Johnson. Well, that's very generous.
Yeah. Boris Johnson has said that an inquiry into lobbying by Greensill and David Cameron will have carte blanche and be given maximum possible access to ministers and officials. Downing Street has announced an independent review by Nigel Boardman, a former senior partner of the law firm Slaughter and May, into the way that representations were made to the government by Greensill and the former Prime Minister and how contracts were awarded.
So just to summarize, is basically what happened is David Cameron tried to lobby for a company that he was connected to be given government funding during the pandemic.
Can we be given government funding?
What, do you know David Cameron? I mean, I sort of blew that with Michael Gove.
Yeah, can't you just message Michael Gove?
And say what? I didn't mean it when I called you a fat cunt.
Yeah.
Or slim cunt or whatever. I can't remember what I called him.
Yeah. No, he called him a plasticine cunt because he looks a bit...
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I can't do that. But anyway, so David Cameron texted Rishi Sunak, basically, and tried to use his influence with the government to get that approved, which is completely immoral, completely inappropriate and wrong.
Yeah, it is. And this was the reason why, even though I have actually I have quite a few socially conservative values, and there are some things that I'm aligned with with the Conservative Party, mainly hatred of poor people. No, that was a joke. However...
Why would you hate yourself?
Yeah, good point. Actually, many reasons. But it's just one of the reasons I struggle to vote Tory for stories like this. Anyway, let's go back to it.
It's such a typically Tory story, isn't it?
Yeah. It just combines all the worst aspects of the Tory party, the cronyism, the being in with their, it's corruption, the sleaze. So Boardman will not have legal powers to compel people to give evidence, because why would you? Because then you might get to the truth. But we'll be able to ask questions of Cameron and ministers, including members of the cabinet, about their involvement with the company. He will also be given access to official papers that haven't been burnt or shredded. There
is. Oh, very good. The Prime Minister told Sky News that he ordered the review because he had questions about Greensill. He said, I've asked Nigel Boardman to have a look at this whole issue of supply chain financing, give him carte blanche to ask anybody whatever he needs to find out. I want him to have the maximum possible access so we can all understand exactly what's happened. People have got questions they need to satisfy themselves, including me, about how this finance supply chain stuff is meant to work.
We need to understand exactly how it came about, what the intention was.
Yeah, I think we're pretty clear what the intention was, mate.
Cameron said last night that he was prepared to give evidence to the probe. A spokesman for the former Conservative leader said David Cameron welcomes the inquiry and will be glad to take part, just as he was glad to take part in the 2016 Brexit referendum. Cameron admitted on Sunday that it had been a mistake to send text messages and emails to Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor, and other members on behalf of Greensill Capital, a supply chain finance company. No, David, you regret the fact that you got caught.
He insisted, however, that he had not broken any rules. So he was wrong, but he didn't break any rules.
Yeah, you porcine prick.
You know, my wife, as you know, we can hide this now, Tana. We got the gist of it. My wife, as you know, is completely apolitical.
Yeah.
And the one thing that she always said to me when she saw David Cameron, she said, he makes me want to throw up. Just, there was something about him.
I just think
she's not a fan.
No, I always think Cameron came across as being highly disingenuous.
Well, that's what she meant. She just said, I look at him and he just looks like he's like lying about everything.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, we're not going to mention the pig. Next.
You just mentioned the pig.
I know.
Yeah, this one we've done, Anton.
This one we've done, mate. Come on. We're nearly there. You should get Tim Dillon on the show.
Oh, Tim Dillon would be a good idea, Maria. Thank you.
Yeah, next. Joe Massanari.
Joe Massanari. I
love you too. All the way from the insanity that is California. Creep up the great work, and here's to your parents.
Creep up the great work.
Yes, that's his for Anton. He likes a creep. And here's to your parents. A huge thank you for bringing you both into the world. We are all the better for it.
Joe, thank you. The guy's American.
Yeah. One of you guys should go on Kurt Metzger's podcast. He's a great comic and a cool dude.
I tend to go on most of the podcasts I get invited onto.
Yeah, never invited us, so we can't be that cool. Dig.
Wait, we need the gammon cam for this.
Dig, peep, peg, repeat. Molly's favourite dance tune. It is.
Exactly. Thanks, Dino.
Dino Lambretta. Let's see. Anything else?
Hannah Hale says, too small for Tim Dillon. Hannah? What sort of talk is that, love? We just had Jordan Peterson on. Douglas Murray about 73 times. What are you talking about?
71 times.
Yeah. Lady Jane with a $5 says, please offer more colors for the problematic bleeders shirts. White is the only thing. Yeah, but you know what that is. Come on, Lady Jane.
Yeah.
You know what? Why is white is right.
White is right.
Also, someone's going to clip that. Also, consider Birds Love It tees. Thanks, Lady Jane. We'll look into it.
Next.
Yeah, absolutely will.
Why do they say conservatives dislike poor people? That's BS. I spend most of my time with people considered poor. They make the best employees.
That's how I feel about Anton.
Yep.
That's why we pay him what we pay him.
Yep.
He can only afford beer.
Yep.
But look, what's the point of paying him money? When he's got money, all he does is goes out and gets smashed. Right?
Yeah. He's only going to spend it on drink.
Yeah, he's like a tramp.
Yeah.
He's going to spend it on drink, cigarettes, drugs.
Yeah.
Right? Or a sleeping bag.
Exactly.
And we don't want to spend any money on any of those. Or
and the
tent.
price of heroin.
Why do we need a tent in the flat?
Exactly. The price of heroin has gone up. He's feeling the pinch.
Exactly.
Hannah Schoen. Will you two be voting for Will you two will be voting Lawrence Fox for London Mayor? I'm in New Zealand, but it seems whatever direction the UK goes, New Zealand follows. Thanks for all the laughs and keeping us sane. We will be voting. I'll be voting for Loza, but there's not much chance for his women. It's going to be Sadiq Khan.
You will be. I don't live in London, so I can't vote for it. Well, I mean, I could vote, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Anton, you vote in Loz, aren't you? Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Next.
Anton's very pro pubs.
Yeah, he loves them.
Loves a pub.
Loves a pub.
Not tonight, but
not tonight.
Loves a pub.
Get Batman on. Good idea. Bruce Wayne, welcome.
I'd much rather get the Joker on. I think we all know the Joker's more up our street.
Yeah, it's true. Next. Get Alex Bard, a kind of Swedish JBP, commentator, artist, guru, philosopher, butt-hurter of the virtuous.
Thanks, y'all.
Navi.
That is it. Well, fantastic. We've got 2 minutes left, Francis. So what do we need to tell the people about the brilliant episode tomorrow?
We have got a wonderful episode.
From Scotland!
Scotland! Freedom! But it is quite, I shouldn't have probably said that. Probably would have offended all 6 of our Scottish viewers and listeners. It's the wonderful Neil Oliver.
It is indeed.
Neil is on the show for a second time. His episode, the first one, was so good. You enjoyed it so much. We decided to get him on to talk about the Scotland issue, to talk about what's happening in Scotland. And it was very good.
It's a great interview, and Neil is brilliant. We asked him about Scottish history as well as current politics.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic discussion, and that will be going out at 7 p.m. tomorrow. But we should also say thank you to Wavered Blues for supporting this particular stream. We've played his music at the top. If you missed it, go and check it out. And we will see you tomorrow with a brilliant interview with Neil Oliver, and then we're back on Thursday with another live stream. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon.
Take care. See you soon, guys. By the way, follow us on all the social media. Francis Chase.